Greetings and welcome to you. You know what time it is. You know what day it is. It's Comic Book Talk with Friends. I am your host, Leo Rockwell, LR for the Ones That Scale Man YouTube channel. So glad to have you guys actually here with us. Got a lot of stuff we're going to actually talk about here. In the interest of time, we're going to basically make sure that we get right to it. But again, if you're actually joining us and you're coming through, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. We are on our way to 4,000 subscribers, almost basically there. So again, I appreciate it. If you would subscribe, spread the word, get all your friends on board, because like I said, this is the best place to be. So I definitely appreciate that. And we appreciate you for tuning in and anybody's actually tuning in with us and coming through, because we do this for you. So thank you for being here. There's a lot to go over tonight. We're going to actually talk about Secret Invasions. Again, first episode dropped. It's a shocker of an ending. We're going to discuss that, so it definitely will be spoiler talk. If you haven't seen it already, then definitely this isn't a place you want to actually be. But if you have seen it, of course, this is where you want to be. We're going to also talk. We got a special artist preview today that we're going to actually go over. Also, we're going to talk about Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and which can also eventually affect New York Comic-Con because of the writer strike that's going on, because of the potential for the actor strike to actually happen at the beginning of next month. There's going to be a lot going on. We know that there's a lot of panelists. Like there's really going to be minimal panels, probably not even any there. As a lot, Marvel's pulled out, Disney's pulled out, so there's not going to be too much going on there. So again, we're going to actually get into that. We got some more things we're going to actually talk about too, and a host of different things going on. But I guess we can't do this, and I can't do this without the fellas. So let me just bring everybody in and say what's up to everyone that we have here. What's going on, V? How you doing, bro?
What's good, man?
Good today?
Yeah, man. Tired but good. Happy to be here. Happy to talk comics. We got a lot to dig into, and man, I'm getting my second win.
Yeah. So glad to have you here, bro. As always. Next up, we got Mr. Butt Naked in the building, the collector without fear, Brendan in the building. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. It's been a good day. I got what is, I swear, is now easily just arrived this morning and is one of my top favorite all-time hot toys ever.
And that's the Moon Knight figure, right?
Moon Knight, dude. This Moon Knight, it's literally the best cape that Hot Toys has ever made. But it is like legit top 5 in my collection right now.
Can you bring it in camera just a little bit? Can you kind of bring it in? I just want to kind of take a look at it because I have mine coming through Ray, so I have to wait for him. But yeah, it looks good. It definitely looks good, bro. Like that.
I don't have the eyes lit up right now, but I will say now the button cell batteries, I mean, we know those don't last, but this is, I think, the brightest light up feature I've ever seen on a hot toy. Like when I put the button cell batteries in and then flip the switch before I put the head sculpt back on, damn near blinded me, like just blasted my eyes. It was fucking bright. But this figure, man, it's a home run.
So real quick, all the gripes and stuff about the hood, care less about that. Shit's dope, right?
It's a bag of bullshit is what that is. No, man, the gripes about the hood, this hood looks so good. You would physically not be able to make a fabric hood look like that good. Yeah. I have in my collection from Hot Toys and from like the Jedi robes, those things never pose the way you want them to.
Bro, it took me an hour just to basically pose almost a damn hour just to pose the hood for the Mando Luke.
Exactly. And even on and I absolutely love the Assassin's Creed line from Damn Toys.
Yeah.
But there's only like 2 of them that the hood actually stays the way I want it all the time and looks good. The rest are a bitch to deal with. This, it always looks perfect. It always looks exactly like it did on the show. And I would rather that
than actually have to go to a wired hood, because there's
anybody who's saying that it would have been better off with a fabric hood,
nah.
This is your ass, this is your head, there it is.
Especially now it's supposed to have a point down the middle and the forehead.
Yeah, dude, this thing is The crescent darts, those are sharp as hell. You will cut yourself on those things. But they give you 3 different sizes of them. I've got them in as like claws in one hand, and then one of the mid-sized ones in the other. Dude, this thing is absolutely stunning. Like I said, not that they set the bar very high with capes, but this is the best cape that Hot Toys has ever made.
That they've done in a minute. That's what I'm hearing from so far from a lot of people because of what you can actually do with it. So I can't.
I know multiple people who were on the fence about whether or not they were going to get it, and they liked that. Like they were like, we like the show, but it's not like great. We don't need this in our collection. Then they got it in. And they were like, holy shit, this thing is a masterpiece.
It is, and I think they definitely killed it. And which is a good thing that they actually, because they didn't need it, they didn't have, or they didn't add a head sculpt with it. But So Toys took care of that.
Look, I like Oscar Isaac, but seriously, you got
who cares? Comic accuracy,
Oscar
bro.
Isaac face.
Yeah,
no.
Comic accuracy, bro.
I have never complained about if they never made a Batman with an unmasked head sculpt, I wouldn't give a shit. Because I literally never display Batman as Bruce Wayne. It's always with the cowl. That's what you want. So,
bro, and even with the Tom Holland Spider-Man figures, I've never used the head sculpt. Period.
Yeah,
at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why?
No.
You want Spider-Man. I appreciate their performance.
Yeah.
But you want Spider-Man. You want Moon Knight.
We bitch about them taking their mask off in the shows all the time. Why would we pose a fucking figure without
Exactly.
them?
Like when people always complain, Spider-Man, why you keep taking your fucking mask off?
Yeah,
You're just
bro.
revealing your identity all the damn time.
Yeah,
Keep the mask on. Well,
Hell
same
yeah.
thing with the Hot Toy. There's no reason. I like Oscar Isaac. I think he did a great job in the role. There's no need for an Oscar Isaac head sculpt.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But I can't wait to get mine. Once Ray gets it, I'll definitely be happy about that. But yeah, man, it's super dope. Which I think and believe that will be the definitive figure that Vinny will get as his secondary Hot Toys figure in his collection.
Second, it'd probably be Moon Knight. I told you that when they first teased it.
Dude,
yeah,
I'm telling you, will not. If you get this, man, you will not be disappointed.
When they first announced it, I was just like, oh,
yeah, it's dope.
The only thing about it that is bullshit is this thing. Like it's cheap as fuck. Like even the back of it is clearly like black styrofoam. Like,
oh really?
It's one of those things that like you could photograph or do video of, and with color grading and editing, you could make it look better. But in person, it looks cheap.
Yeah.
But I was expecting that, to be honest, because there's only been ever 3 figures that I've thought that Hot Toys did a good job with, like a diorama backdrop piece. It was the Miles and Gwen from Into the Spider-Verse, because it was that animated graffiti style that looked cool. And then it was the classic Spider-Man when he had like the brick corner of the building with the broken window and the scorpion like stinger coming out of that. That was good. Other than that, they always end up sucking. So this is like
you come to expect it, so it's nothing new. It's definitely nothing new.
Yeah, I wasn't buying it for that.
Hell yo. What up, bro? We got
What
Jedi
up?
Pimp in the
man.
building, Master Sergeant, aka Baby Powder Smack King. What's going on with you, bro?
What up, man?
Yeah, man. I'm so glad to have
I'm
you
beat
here.
today, y'all. I don't know what is going on.
Everybody's beat, bro. I
I'm
think it's
fucking
a lot of
exhausted.
the weather that's going on right now. There's a lot of things that it's
Humid as fuck.
pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Putting
Pretty-
in a nutsack, man.
It was like
Yeah.
109 here yesterday. Like, damn, am I Iraq, bitch? This is Florida. It's like 109 degrees yesterday. Like I was back in the desert.
Toya just got back from Miami, so she was like, it was hot as shit.
Yeah.
It was humid.
She was here
So-
last week, right?
She was here. She was there Friday, Saturday, and she came back yesterday.
Yeah, we had that heat. It was 110 Friday, 109 yesterday. So I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm in I'm in a canteen, bitch. It's hot.
Definitely. Yeah, all in the game. Yeah, we did basically. I did hear about that, so we will probably touch on that briefly, not too much, but it come to expect that. Nothing new, to be quite honest, and I think it was definitely a setup. But I have my thoughts on that and what could have been, and honestly is obviously some of the reasons why it is and it didn't go bad. I mean, it didn't make what they thought it was going to make, but we'll touch on that a little bit later.
Are you guys, let me ask a quick question. Are
What's
you
up?
guys hearing a lot that like these producers and directors are being told not to read the comics?
I haven't heard that myself.
There was a story going around about
Secret
Invasion where
that made sense though.
They gave them the outline of like what they wanted to be done, but then they didn't want them to read the comics because they didn't want them to just try and copy that. They wanted to, like that. That's not that's not.
They did the same thing with the Flash movie. I heard
TV shows where they give them the outline, but they're like, "Look, we don't want you to go read this because we don't want you to then feel like you're limited to just that. We want like our own film interpretation of something." So debatable about whether or not that's a good approach, but that's nothing new.
Yeah, there's instances where that makes sense.
Yeah. I think it makes sense to the simple fact that if they follow the comics, like there's no way to take the interpretation, which we'll touch on that in a minute. But there's, you can't take the interpretation, the comic book interpretation, and make it. I don't believe it's impossible to make it a Disney Plus show, because the thing is, unless you plan on having season 1, season 2, season 3, and stuff like that, if that was already prepped,
it's circumstantial. Like for instance, they just did a story about telling them not to read the Secret Invasion story, which makes sense because there's no way they can do what they did in Secret Invasion. And to me, I don't really hold any gripes with that, because while you were filming Civil War, if they told you not to read the comic, I would completely understand why, because there's no way they can do what they did in the comic. So why get that in your head that that's what this should be?
Yeah, exactly. Don't get it in your head at all.
Overseeing everything, like either the director or like somebody like Kevin Feige, who's hands-on, knows the key things that they need to hit on.
It's almost those stories
give
are
the writers the freedom.
Those stories are almost never about the writers being told not to read it. It's about telling the actors not to read it.
Usually,
I'm like, for some of this stuff, you got so much source material that is good source material that you can use for a movie.
Here's one of the biggest problems with that, though, bro. It's not even just the aspect of not being able to tell that story, but there are characters in that story that they haven't even introduced yet, that people have no idea.
In some cases, dozens of characters.
Dozens.
You can't use.
Then a writer or an actor can get paralysis by analysis because they keep looking at stuff that can't be adapted in like 1-to-1, but it's in their brain while they're trying to figure out what they're supposed to do with it. Because, like Lael said, you can't do a 6-episode show on Disney Plus that encapsulates all of Secret Invasion from the comics.
True, yeah.
Just like you can't do Secret Wars in a 2-hour movie or 3-hour movie for Avengers. Like, so everything is a loose even look at the Winter Soldier, Captain America 2. That was very, very loosely like there was that was not Ed Brubaker's, Captain America, Winter Soldier run. It was inspired by it, but they weren't trying to make a 1-to-1 adaptation.
No, because it would have been impossible to really tell that story without people really understanding, like just
and
aspects.
It would have been worse if they tried.
Exactly, it would have been worse. So I'm glad that they did it this way. Secret Invasions, even when they made the announcement, which we're going to talk about as soon as we get done going through the chat. But when they made that announcement, I knew it was going to be a complete, and you got to know that right now. By now, that every studio, if they make an announcement and they actually give you the name of an IP, a comic that we've read before, you got to always know that they're going to deviate from it. There's no direct 1-to-1.
You go in expecting 1-to-1, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
No,
the Russos didn't even want to call it Infinity War because they didn't want people going, "Oh, why isn't it exactly like Fun and Fuck?"
Yeah, true. Yeah,
they want freedom to change shit, and they don't want to be
stay away from it. Yep, and I can't blame them for that. We all go after, like, we all want source material. We all want those adaptations. But then knowing the cinematic universe and us being already deep into Marvel as long as we have, and even deep into DC, here's the thing. If you look at, for instance, Zack Snyder basically telling the story of The Watchmen, that was a 4-hour damn long. Shit was long as fuck. And at the same time, even though it was 1-to-1, he lost some of these motherfuckers that knew nothing about it, but he did it and it was cool. But I understand why certain studios can't. It was about. You can't. For something like that, the expertise is, you can't go into it with the expectation that your casual readers know that story.
Don't know
So to
it.
tell that direct story, they're going to be like, yeah, we don't know what's going on, but we'll just follow it anyway.
And now
So
I am fully aware of the double standard, of the hypocrisy, because like 6 months from now, we could be bitching about them deviating so far from the source material and it pisses us off.
Yeah.
Right now, we're talking about it's acceptable for them sometimes to not try.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so like it's a case by case basis, and you then have to look at like,
yeah,
could they have at least been a little bit more faithful to the source material? Should they have been less? Like every case is its own situation.
Exactly.
And we'll think one thing this one and a different one the next one.
Yep.
No,
You
it is
said
what
it
is.
perfectly earlier a few minutes ago. Like it's a balancing act of.
Yeah, it is. It's
I guess
definitely a
the
balance.
source
It's
material
definitely
Also,
a
also
balancing
no
act.
people
director or
can take it.
producer wants to, as much as we all love them, no director or producer wants to deal with like Henry Cavill in The Witcher telling them like that's not how it should be, that's not how it should be, that's not how it should be.
So and you know
Exactly.
what?
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
don't-
glad you mentioned that, bro. And I'm so glad you mentioned that
Because
because
Cavill's a geek, bro.
but
Yes,
here
but
see,
to them, they probably
Yeah.
don't want to deal with that.
he's a
Yeah.
geek.
He's a pain
But
in the ass to that.
That's
Like,
what got him in trouble, bro. It really, really did. Even with Superman, that is one of the things that really got him in trouble. It's not that they don't want to listen to it, but he was adamant about
He
certain
loves the
things.
character so much. Bro.
Yeah, but
Because who knows? It might have been like not just hey, it happens like this. He might have been like, no, you have to make it like this. You can't work like that.
yeah, you got to tell
and
the
we have
story
no
that's been
idea
written.
what went on behind the scenes in any of those situations.
Nah.
But like,
Right.
you got to
Nah.
remember, is also as much as we love the source material, and a lot of times we want them to be more faithful to it. At the same time, filmmakers, writers, directors, when they come in, they want to make art. Like they're artists, right? So yeah, they're working off an original art, in the original IP, but they want to make art too, and so they don't want to just come in and make a one-for-one straight adaptation of a comic book arc, because then to them it feels like, well, I didn't actually do anything creatively. All I did was come in and tell somebody else's story. So they have to put their own stamp on it. And we as the audience have to understand and respect at a certain point. It's like, just like the people who made the comic book are artists, the people who are making movies are artists too. They have to be able to express themselves and make their own art. And that's why you never expect a one-to-one adaptation. You just want something that gives you the best of both worlds. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
But do you feel like, I mean, you look
Hold on, before we
Go
go
ahead.
deep
Go
into that, let me actually go
Okay.
and just talk to. I got to introduce the chat real quick, and then we'll kind of jump into everything, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But let's actually address the chat. We got Blazing Asian in the building. Thank you for being here, brother.
What
We
up,
got
what
Trimble
up?
Dust in the building. We got All in the Game here. Thank you for being here. Thomas Brown, what is going on with you, brother? So glad to actually have you here. We got Chuck G. We got Aaron Collects. Who else we got here? Charlie the Unicorn is in the building. Thank you for being here. Renz Talentino is in the building. Thank you for being here, bro. Maleka Mabane. So good to have you here with us. We got Thomas Bart Holdy is in the building. Thank you for being here as well. Who else we got? Collector Joey. We got, let's see here, Louis Labitz is in the building. Force Unleashed is in the building. Thank you for being here, bro. Dale A. Let's see who else do we actually have. It Collector Joey. And yeah, man, a lot more people going to actually be stuffing in here, man. So again, so glad to have you here. And my baby Latoya T, fresh back from Miami. So glad
Welcome
to have
home,
her
sis.
here. So glad to actually have her here. She enjoyed her time. But yeah, man, we're going to actually go into that plus more. But first, again, I kind of want to go into our artist of the week. Yeah, like this, and I think again, with this artist, bro, like you can. All right, so when I look at his work, and there's certain artists, bro, like there's differences. They have total differences, right? But you can still see, like, I'm not going to say influences, but it's like great minds sometimes think alike. And Bill Sienkiewicz, bro, he's like his art. It's sort of like I put him and I like I said, it's just me, in my opinion. I put him and David Mack in the same space of abstract artists who create incredible pieces. Like literally, I put them in the same echelon of like artists who are just not just artists, but they're visionaries and they're just like, yo, incredible and interpret. As a matter of fact, Vinny, I put you in that same category as well of having an interpretation.
Level, but I appreciate it, man.
But what I mean is like, as far as the vision, having a vision of what you want to create and using, watercolor, stuff like that, but just basically just taking it in a way where it's just not the usual. It's not like everybody else's shit. You're not going to actually say that, oh, I see this piece, it reminds me. No, you're going to look at it and be like, yo, like it's different. The interpretation is incredible. And it's just off, whatever. And don't shortchange yourself, brother. Your shit's on point,
it, bro. That good times picture you did, dog.
Yeah, man, don't be shortchanging yourself, brother. What's up with
bro.
you, brother? Be doing that, brother.
Shortchanging
yourself, brother.
No doubt.
I appreciate y'all. Those are legends, man.
Yeah, definitely legends.
Is, man, he's a monster. He's just a monster. I think that a lot of times we feature a lot of artists who have like a cartoony style or realistic style, and then once in a while we'll find an artist that blends them both. And the thing that I find so brilliant about his work is he's a mainstream abstract artist and probably the first. I mean, I'm sure Mac would mention in the same conversation as his often, but I feel like he knocked he knocked that door down and made that a lane for sure, because there's just not many people who bring to the table.
Look at this, bro. Shit.
Some of the concepts and designs that he does. I mean, there's a lot of comic book tropes of, like, oh, here's a splash page, you have a character doing this, and you have a group doing this, and what he brings to the page is always just something just so off the wall and so incredible. Like, I implore everybody to just like get on his social media, because he doesn't just do comic book stuff. Like he does, musicians and actors, and like, like if say a legendary musician or actor is in the news, or for an accomplishment or for a passing, he usually has some piece that he did for him years ago or recently that's just incredibly just thought-provoking and beautiful and brilliant. He just does so many incredible things with his layouts that just always just grab the eye, and it's always just so incredible. He uses so many different media too. Like he'll do watercolor, he'll do color pencil, he'll do pastel, he'll do all kinds of wild stuff. That's another thing that I really relate to, because I love mixing it up and not sticking to one kind of medium too. So his work from New Mutants and Daredevil back in the day, like so many different books that he's touched, and he does so many different things just extremely well. There's very rarely a whole drum like Sienkiewicz page. They're usually all just incredibly stunning. I've always been a huge fan. I tried to dig it out quick, but I met him at New York Comic Con a couple years ago and got a Dr. Doom cover signed by him, and he's just insane. Every piece he comes out with is just like, what is he going to do next? Because he just always comes up with these brilliant layouts, and then execution is always incredible too, but the layouts is just always so fantastic. So he's definitely one of my idols, one of the icons I look at as somebody who flipped the game on his head and brought something incredibly new and different to the medium. And that's saying a lot, because there's a lot of people who did that, and he did it in a way that was so unique. And what's really fascinating is, like, this isn't some chip off the block. Like, this man's been doing this for 30 plus years, and there's very few who do what he does or even attempt to, really. And that says a lot for his talent, that you don't even see a lot of copycats, really. You don't see a lot of people like pick up a style. Like, you'll see a Todd McFarlane, and then all of a sudden you'll see a Capello and Tony Daniel and a lot of people that are kind of like that, and that go for that thing, and aren't necessarily copycats, but they're going for that kind of style and look. And you don't really see too many people even attempt to do what he does. And that's, like, everybody who's up in that level, like a Perez. You'll see a lot of people who are on that spectrum of what they do, but not Sienkiewicz, man. There's very few. Like you mentioned Mac, but I can't think of too many others who I put trying to do what they do with that abstract / realistic / cartoon style. There's not even really like a lane for it. It's just so unique. So he's absolutely an amazing addition to the artist that we featured, I think, because he's a legend for his uniqueness, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, bro, like I can, again, your display of watercolor is your the way you make it your own unique style. And that's the thing, like I want people to understand, like everybody has their own interpretation. Art is just so versatile on so many different mediums, and you can't compare one person to the next just because this person may have an art style that you can't really associate to. Just know that is going to be an art style that a lot of more people will connect to. And if you basically have the artist eye, you're going to appreciate everything across the board, not just one particular style. And it's just amazing. Like the colors will pop. It's not just about, and the thing is, it's like I've seen a lot of artists who are incredible artists, but the thing is, anytime you look at a person's style and it mimics someone else's, or you can say, oh, that reminds me of, or this looks like that, or looks like, you know what I mean? Like it's
not completely original.
It's not really completely original. It's not to knock the person for what they do. It's just basically saying it's not completely original. When someone is able to take a character and make their own interpretation, because we all started out, like for me, like when I started drawing when I was little, bro, I used to draw beat by beat that person's art until I decided, like, yo, wait a minute, it's not doing what I wanted to do, so let me actually have my own interpretation of the character. No one actually has to be an over the top bulky individual. Just because that person might be smaller in stature doesn't mean that they're any less than what they're supposed to be. So everything is always subjective, and I think that every artist brings something to the table. So again, we're not here to compare anyone with anyone else, but just to appreciate the simple fact that everybody has a solid artistic creative style. Vinny has his, Renz Talentino has his, which is great, which is amazing. And that's the thing, is like everybody has the differences. So there's no comparing to say this person's better than that person. No, everybody's great because of what they bring to the table. And most importantly, because it's not AI bullshit. So let's just keep it all the way funky and all the way 100.
Amen to that.
Yeah, definitely. So Jay, I wanted to bring this up, Jason. So you see this right here, bro. This body of work right here, bro. This is interpretive. It's incredible. What you think, bro?
I don't have a lot of his work in my collection, sad to say, but he was the first one I've ever seen to use like watercolor and bring him into the comic world as far as watercolor and the abstract style to his artwork, man. Like his pieces blow me away when it's in the comic books, man. You've been through a page and see an abstract piece like that, like, oh, that's Bill stuff. Like I've never ever seen anything like it before, man. That kind of style is like one of a kind. This right here, I want this on my wall. Like this is a dope ass picture of the Man of Steel. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what the hell. What book is this from?
I think this was basically because when I looked at it, this is more of a commission. It's not something that he actually did.
Dope, man.
This dude constantly draws like whatever. Wow. Like there's a lot of people who only draw if they're on a book, and Sienkiewicz like he just constantly draws. He has so much stuff. He just he's always drawing something.
Yeah, I've never seen that style of heavy abstract into the comic book side of things, like at all. Like heavy abstract with that loose painting and loose drawing and loose style that he has. I love it, man. Like that's a piece of art right there, man.
Bro, definitely. It's an incredible piece of art. Butt naked, man. I mean, his runs constantly on Daredevil, bro, like have been incredible, bro. Look at this piece, bro.
That is
right
dope.
Look at this piece right here, bro. Like,
yeah.
I've loved a lot of the Daredevil pieces that he's done, but to be honest, I've actually loved his Elektra stuff more. He did
stuff is insane. Assassin, right?
He did the Elektra series back in the day. Hyper stylized, was super. I mean, it was just really, really cool. I love following him on Instagram where he posts tons of great stuff. Leia, I even actually messaged you a bunch of.
Did you send it to me on my phone or did you
Facebook? On Facebook.
Oh, okay. Let me actually go
I sent
and check it out.
a bunch earlier. I mean, the stuff there's this one of Psylocke too that he has on his Instagram that is absolutely gorgeous. And what I mean, I would describe his style as dirty. Like it's you think of other people similar, when it comes to like watercolors, you think of David Mack, you think of
oh my god,
yeah, you think of Alex Maleev, but Bill Sienkiewicz has, again, it's like a dirty style. It's not like all clean and neat, and you can tell on the Psylocke one a little bit more so on the legs, but we're kind of covering her when you pull it up. But even on the arms and stuff like that, like very like harsh lines.
Yeah.
Like but the thing that is captivating about this is that it's very distinct, very harsh lines, but at the same time, she's still like curvy. But he does it on male characters too, because it's not just about sexuality, it's about depicting action and motion. And it's like very, very harsh lines, very, squared off angles, but like then at the same time, they all come together, and the motion in, you look at those in the background, it's like this kind of splash of paint, but there are then streaks, lines coming up from the bottom, going up, and it's all bringing up the motion. So like he did a great job with that. His Instagram is great to follow, but his YouTube channel is also really good. He hasn't posted in a couple of months, but like his YouTube just has a lot of kind of like almost behind the scenes, like documentary style, not to the level of like what Alex Ross's YouTube is like, but still pretty damn good. So it's definitely worth going to watch. But yeah, none of it is super neat, and it's all got this like kind of dirty, raw energy to it. This rough texture, but always with like the right splashes of vibrant color. Like you get the red on the Elektra. Like I absolutely love that.
That's awesome.
I love that Nightcrawler. He did really good jobs with Kingpin. He did some great work on X-Men. Doom, and just the metallic texture to that and the shine of that. And
see, it's just like, bro, when you look at this, it's like, damn, you can tell David Mack has to give it up, because when I look at people can easily look at this, bro, and probably confuse it as a David Mack piece, bro.
Yeah, or Alex Maleev. And the thing is that I love about Bill Sienkiewicz, and it's in this picture especially, is his, a lot of people, everybody, myself included, applaud Alex Ross for his sense of realism and use of light, because he'll use like models and actually like see how the light plays on a face or a body, and then mimic that in his art style. Bill Sienkiewicz does it here too, but he's very intentional about, you see the glint off the end of of light off the end of the sword. Maybe. You see the flashes of light and how they just illuminate enough for you to make out the structure of her face, but there's still a lot of shadow, and the interplay between the light and shadow on this is just, it's stunning. It's just gorgeous, and how
he
the
used
colors
the white
and
to kind of highlight like a flash of white, and
how the saturation of the color changes as you go from like the lighter side to the darker side of the shadows. I can't say enough good things about him, and he has touched practically every franchise that you can think of. And if he hasn't officially done them on like a run, he's done variant covers, or he's done commissioned, art pieces for shows, for, sellers and stuff. But he's truly a master, and like I said, some of my favorite characters for him to do are Psylocke and Elektra. I think he just knocks them out of the park.
Look how he elongates that torso for more action in that pose. That's pro shit, bro. Like,
Bruh.
nothing of his is ever stacked.
oh my god, dude.
Energy to it.
Wow, bro.
Yeah,
and again, look at the textures. Like that looks like it's like a messy image.
Pimp, he's on his wall. Yeah, what you say? Yeah,
I need that.
It's like a messy image, but you know what you're seeing there too, and that's from back his Elektra Assassin run. You know, with the gun, and it's just.
It's a work of art, bro.
He's he's just absolutely amazing. So he's one of the ones that I have a lot of his stuff in comic book form, but I don't have a lot by way of prints. So it's definitely something that I would like to expand on in my collection.
Yeah, definitely incredible, bro. His work, unparalleled. That Wolverine is incredible. It just it has even like a chalky feel at some point.
Yeah,
like,
this is like a pastel,
pastel like chalky type of
Is he using color pencil in some of these too? Like color pencil and watercolor?
He uses everything. And he blends them so well that sometimes you're like, wait a minute, is that watercolor? Is that like
he's a huge inspiration for me for using mixed media, because if you can't get what you want from one thing, fuck it, use another. Like, who says a watercolor piece has to just be watercolor? So if I don't get what I want from a watercolor piece and want to add Copics or color pencil or chalk or pastel, fucking go for it.
Yeah,
and we've mentioned David Mack a bunch, and that's exactly what David Mack does. You look at, especially the Vision Quest arc that he did in Volume 2 of Daredevil. It was like 51 to 55, where he really went heavy with the mixed media for her kind of backstory, and it was amazing. So that a lot of that inspiration comes from guys like Bill Sienkiewicz, who his Moon Knight stuff. He's actually he's done a few recent on the recent run. He's done a few variant covers for Moon Knight, and he's got a couple variant covers coming up for the big issue 25, and then the one shot City of the Dead.
Look at that.
This one, which is where they're bringing in Layla from the Moon Knight show and actually making her official debut in the comics. And so he's doing this variant cover. And I love the way he does Moon Knight, and he does a lot of different versions of Moon Knight too. Like this one being the more black suit, like bodysuit with the white cape and hood and stuff. But he does all the different kind of iterations that we've seen Moon Knight over the years, and he just kills it. And then like I said, Khonshu is just like that kind of, he's got almost like these horror vibes, like the style. He's like really like scary and dark, and I just love it.
Yeah, definitely. Bro, this is incredible. Like his work, just phenomenal pieces.
That is dope.
And that's recent. Like he's not resting on his laurels. He's still doing great new stuff.
Bro, when I looked at this, because let me go back here, because I honestly, I swear to God, I was about to say, like, this style right here looks like, when I see this reminds me of Spider-Punk from the film, like the aesthetics and how it's actually done. So when you go forward and man, and the thing is, bro, I have this actually as a still on my phone. Like, this shit is incredible. Wallpaper,
is this a
bro.
Poster, bro. Can you buy this from somewhere?
He just did that recently. I don't know if it's I don't know if that's available as a print anywhere.
Bro, I want that.
But and that's the thing, because you look but if you go to that X-Men and you look at the Spider-Man one before it, the characters themselves are done in a completely different style. But you can still tell it's his. The textures in the background are still the same.
Is that recent?
He put that one up. I think that was he put that one up like a month or two ago on his Instagram.
Oh shit!
I might take these to the print shop.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh my god, bro, that is incredible.
You just found his picture, Brendan?
It's on his Instagram. He posted it like a month or two ago, I think.
I just sent you a couple, and I totally forgot, I totally forgot he did the Bobby Digital cover for Risen.
Let me go to Instagram, though.
Oh, he did?
Yep.
He did, bro?
Yeah.
That's him.
Hold up. Oh, shit. Damn, bro.
Wow.
Damn. Are you? Oh, okay.
Oh,
This
come
I
on, bro.
yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that X-Men one is actually from June 5th. He just posted that on June 5th. So that's not
So
even
he
that
just
long
drew
ago. It's
that
only a couple
picture.
weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I need that.
Oh shit.
Judge Dredd?
That's crazy.
Look at that, bro.
That's foul. I like that.
Bro, he's
And to Brandon's point,
shit.
Brandon mentioned this earlier. Like he's drawn Judge Dredd before entirely differently. Like
Mhm.
Yo, yeah.
he doesn't like drawing it the same way twice.
he doesn't do it.
It's-
Yeah. Mhm.
That X-Men one was actually a comic card before. It was a trading card.
Oh, it was a card.
Yeah, so it's got to be out in the wild somewhere.
There it
Yeah.
is, and this makes perfectly good sense.
Yep.
He did the Bobby Digital cover?
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Yes,
And the thing
sir.
is, you never thought of that
Oh,
back in the day, but now you
No.
look at that and you're like,
No.
oh, that's definitely Bill Sienkiewicz.
It's
That's
Bill
definitely
Sienkiewicz,
his
bro.
art.
Like,
Yep.
and the thing is, because his name is right the fuck Vinny.
Yep. Yep. I remember when I first seen it, but like
Oh,
when,
bruh, it's
when I was
right
thinking
there in
of
the
stuff from
bottom right.
tonight,
Wow.
it didn't dawn on me till just now. I was wait, hold up. Yeah. Bobby. That's
Wow.
that motherfucker.
Yo, he is literally smacking the shit out of a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yo,
Quietly
like,
too, because he is not as big a name as
No, but
as-
he's
as-
low
as
key
he should
one
be.
of those guys that you're like, oh shit, like I never realized he did that piece that I loved from back in the day.
but
Yeah,
this
It's just not.
motherfucker
He's not the
here?
same like name
Yeah, I
as
want
like
that.
an Alex Ross or something. But then you look at his
Oh,
I want
portfolio, you're
that.
like, my god, this guy's an absolute living
Bro,
legend.
this one hits me in the
That's what I
feels,
want.
bro. Like it
Yeah, I
really
want
hits
that.
me in the feels, bro. This one
I
right
want
here is fucking incredible, bro.
Yep.
This
I
is
agree.
fucking incredible, bro.
That's
Probably
dope.
one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've
Mhm.
seen in a long
Can you
time.
imagine
Yo,
having
look
that
how-
on a big ass canvas, like a
Oh
big,
my
That's what I'm
God,
just saying.
bro.
I thought it was a picture.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
look how real Gene
yeah.
looks, dog.
I'm
Look at
sure
that.
this exists as a print somewhere out there, but I guess it originally the image was made for a trading card.
Shit.
Old
Yo.
school to new school. That's so dope, bro. I love that.
Hold up,
actually
wait a
about to
minute.
Walk off the cover.
He also did EPMD cover back in the day too. Word?
What?
Hold up. Let me pull.
Oh my
Which
god,
one?
bro!
I
How
ain't
did
know
I not
that.
know this, motherfucker?
What, bro? Did you pull it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now,
Send it to me
I
right
didn't know
now,
that.
bro.
I didn't know that.
bro.
Maleka Mabane dropping some jewels.
Yeah, I didn't know that, bro.
Oh my god, for real?
Learn
Bro,
something
business as usual. That's him.
Stop
He did
playing.
business as usual, bro. Hold on.
I still had the tape somewhere.
Hold
I
on.
think it's in my tote outside.
Oh, bro.
Pull it up real quick. What?
Yo, his name is right there. Oh shit.
I can't see it. I can't see the name,
It's
bro.
at the bottom.
Yeah, but
The
we're
bottom's
covering the
cut off by
bottom.
us.
Oh, you can't see it? Hold on. Let me
Yo.
You got to put us on the side.
Let me move
That's
this.
crazy.
I'm about
See
to
the
put you
whole
on the
image.
side right now. Give me a sec.
Wow.
There you go.
You see it?
Wow.
Yeah, his name is right fucking there, bottom
Right
left.
there,
Yeah.
bro. Right there. No fucking way, bro.
You coming up as a kid, bro.
No way.
in the
Louis
hip-hop-
Labitz. I'm
in
the
the
same
hip-hop
thing.
era,
Louis
you not thinking about that, bro.
Labitz is like, no way.
That's
Holy
crazy,
bleep. How did we
dog.
not know that? Still have that CD. Me too. I have the
still have
cassette
it.
tape upstairs.
Still have it. I got the cassette
Get
tape.
the fuck out of here, bro.
I still
I
have the
did not
cassette.
know that.
This,
I
I,
did
mean, this
not-
is just evidence that he's been a fucking boss for decades.
For
Bro,
decades.
stepping
Decades.
completely out of the medium, not
Mhm.
doing just what the usual, bro. Now I just want to go back because the thing is, I know if he's done like a couple of film posters as well. I just
Yeah.
don't know which ones. But
Yeah.
damn, bro, like this
Yeah.
man, this is impressive as fuck.
This is
Yeah.
dope, dog.
How did we not cover this?
It makes you
want to
go
bro?
back
Because
through
we
your
kid-
whole
no.
life, look at every album.
Bro, when I was
cover,
thinking today-
and to look
Yeah.
at for the names that you
Yeah.
didn't realize were
Beastie
there.
Boy shit. Out
Yeah,
there,
when
probably
we were
did.
talking about today, I was like, hold up, we've done him, right? And I was,
Nah.
I was like,
Yeah.
no, we haven't.
Vinny,
have
we've
to
literally
now.
said that about every person that we haven't done it that we
already
did because
done it,
we're
yeah.
just like, how could we not have already?
Uh-huh.
But it's like there's only so many, you
the
know.
fuck that we miss these people,
We could
bro.
we could do this stream for 10 years and we still wouldn't get to every artist that we're
Mm-mm.
like, how did we not do this one already?
Instagram, yeah.
Like,
Fuck, bro. I did not. This completely slipped my mind. Like it really did slip my mind, bro. But here's the thing, bro, because we were invested back then. I'm a bona fide EPMD fan, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm a bona fide
You got
EPMD
to
fan.
chill.
You got hell yeah, bro. So when I think about what you saying, bro, was my anthem in high school, bro. Like, was this how it was? It was my anthem all through ask DJ Smitty, Vinny, when we was bro. EPMD, so what you saying was a classic joint. That was my shit. But bro, this damn, I had no idea. I had zero idea. Damn. That's fucking incredible. That is
Yo, check your messages, bro.
You got to chill.
Don't play with me, Vinny.
I'm sorry.
You got to chill.
Don't play with me, Vinny. Don't play with me. Please don't play with me, bro. Don't hold on. Oh shit. Oh shit, really?
Nuh-uh. That's a drawing?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Zoom
in, bro. You lying.
I can't zoom in anymore, bro. But I can't.
That's a drawing?
Bro, come on.
Not the Green Mile, ball.
Yes, the fucking did. Yes, the fucking did,
Not
bro.
the Green Mile, ball.
Yes, the fucking did, bro. I told you, bro.
Not the Green Mile,
I
ball.
fucking told you, bro. Like, this dude is a legend, bro.
Wow.
Oh.
Godzilla.
Salute.
Godzilla.
Salute. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You ain't ready for next one, Jason.
Come on, dog. Who's the man? Who's the man?
Yo.
That makes love to his woman? Come on, bro.
Apparently, Bill Sienkiewicz is.
Come on, bro.
Motherfucker, I'm just talking about Sienkiewicz, baby.
Oh my god,
bro,
that is what
real.
we call versatile.
Versa fucking towel, bro. This one right
He just
here,
be doing shit.
just doing
Not
shit.
the Green
But
Mile,
that just shows
ball.
that how in demand
Yeah.
his work is, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yo, I don't come cheap. I don't
Bro, but
come
when
cheap.
he goes hard,
But I come with the thunder.
Yeah,
when he goes hard,
right?
bro, his stuff looks like pictures, bro.
Damn,
That's
bro.
That's dope.
Passes out. Look at Louis Lapitz passes out. Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Fuck yeah. Nice. I had no idea. I had zero idea.
Nah, but
this
with that
man,
shaft one, that caught me completely off left.
he's
That's
like,
wild.
this picture's like, you talking about me?
You talking about me?
You talking
You
about
like
me,
my
man?
stuff?
No,
Wow.
my shit, man.
Wow.
Damn, bro. Salute.
That's his
The
I'm
Bill.
going balls deep face.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For
Like, yo,
real.
I'm about to
For real.
I'm about to do some shit real quick. I
That's
just come back
probably
later on.
digital.
Like he's
Feel the thrill.
yo,
The woo.
hell yeah, bro. Definitely.
It's the
Shout
woo.
out. I mean, phenomenal, bro.
Super
Phenomenal
shout out
work
to this
across the
cat.
board.
Yeah.
It to the point where now it's going to have, and I'm pretty sure everybody out there is researching some pieces, like going back, researching a lot of his work. Even this was probably because when we're talking about like the assassin, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but damn, like his work is just that incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were talking about it, this was like one, and I can't blow it up. I'm trying to find a bigger version of it. Hold on a second here. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, that's a drawing, Ryan's.
Let me see here. I want to find it because cover. I'm trying to basically find a bigger version of it.
The great thing about his style too is it's timeless. It never feels like
Nope.
okay, it's from a different era or it's out of
Mhm.
date. Like
Mhm.
even his stuff that he did in like the 90s, like you look at some art and you're like, "Oh, that's hella 90s." Like that's that era. That's, or that's like
His stuff is
definitely, like,
timeless, bro.
2010.
Mhm.
His stuff, like there's stuff that he did 30, 40 years ago that could have been done today. Like, and you would accept it as that's just modern art. That's just gorgeous. It's not like, oh, that's dated or that feels like it's from a past era. All of his stuff, like you look at the Elektra Assassin stuff and you're like, oh, he could have done that today,
Mhm.
and it's all just. I mean, like you said, he's just timeless.
Also, by the way, he created Khonshu for Moon Knight and Legion for X-Men.
Here it is. This is like one of my favorite photos of his, bro. Like one of my favorite portraits of his, bro, from the Assassin's Run.
He crushed Elektra, man. Like, it's just he did such a good job with that.
She looked like
she series, the whole character.
That's a dope picture, bro.
It's a dope ass picture, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you get people like him, and reason why, Vinny, I put you in this category because I've seen you do shit.
Oh yeah,
like there's shit. A lot of motherfuckers don't understand, bro. Bro, there's shit that Vinny has that motherfuckers ain't even seen yet. Like that's in his stash that motherfuckers ain't even seen yet.
Vinny,
and I'm like, yo, like, wait.
Dog.
No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not. You gotta blame that on Toya, bro.
Vinny, that's his fault, bro.
It's not, bro. It's not. It's not my fault, bro. It's not. But he got shit that motherfuckers have not seen yet, and I'm just waiting.
Especially Jason.
I'm just waiting to see when you gonna put that shit out, bro. I'm just waiting to see when that time's gonna come. So anybody, if you see Vinny at a con, if you see him near you, go in. Hopefully,
say,
bro,
I'm a fan of your work.
Exactly. I hope
it works.
Hey, yo, Vinny, you know what, bro? If you do New York Comic Con, bro, and you're down in Artist Alley, if somebody walks,
I'm a fan.
Somebody did that in Philly, and and Amber was next to me and literally said that, and she just lost her shit. They were looking through all that. It was like a fan of your work, and I fucking had to hold it together because they wouldn't have understood why I thought it was so funny.
You know what this reminds me of?
Vinny is holding out on us. Yeah, he is. He's literally holding out on y'all. He's
you gotta now, the next time you gotta ask when somebody walks up to your booth. You gotta be like, "Are you a fan of my work?" You gotta ask them for it next time.
When Vinny did the pages, and he drew the character through the pages.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that right there, bro.
Thank you, man.
I have never seen that. I don't know if that was a style you picked up from something, bro. That right there, you low key being humble on your own shit.
He always does, bro. He's low key.
That page.
Hold on, wait.
You can't be high key humble. He don't work like that.
He's low key humble to y'all.
Yeah.
But he's low key humble to certain people. Yeah. But he's never low key humble to people in the room. Just letting you know that right now.
Bet. All right. Bet.
It's like, watch out while I swing this big dick.
The time and place. Time and place.
That's it.
We in the room. It's time for big dick energy.
I got 3 legs. I put a shoe on. They
call me the tripod.
I put a shoe on the head sometimes. When I'm outside, I can't drag it.
Oh my god.
Only Timberland, the size 12.
I tried to buy Jordans with 3 shoes, only 2.
That's why I call it Stuck XXX.
3 Jordans at once. Retro ones. The Spider-Man edition with the ice.
What y'all doing, man?
I need 3. 3. For my other leg. My other leg.
Yo, why did
I don't know how we got here. We're here.
Vinny, hold up. Vinny, hold up.
We might have to say Secret Invasion for next week.
What?
Yeah.
Why did
we about to get off in what, 20 minutes?
Bro, why did Brendan put he put some bass?
Brendan started that shit. Don't blame me.
Bro.
Leo's sweating out his eyeballs.
Oh my god. Bro, why did he put some bass in that? I was like, yo, he's low key. He was like, yo, you put some big dick in it.
I need them big Tims.
Oh my god, y'all motherfuckers. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on. We're going to
Bottom line is,
bro, this has been a running joke. Bro. How many years has been a young joke? It's been like more than 5 years, right? 7 years now? 6 years?
Like 6 years. Yeah.
It's been a 6 years running joke. That's funny. It ain't gonna stop. It just took over everything else. It is what it is.
Never gonna stop. It's on the cosmic treadmill.
When you're the man.
Here it is.
It be like
We're going to
that.
go into this right now. So what we are going to talk about next is Secret Invasions. Now, listen, like,
I got so mad.
yo, I was pissed. I am
Me
not
too.
gonna lie. I
Me
was
too.
pissed. I
Me
was
too.
pissed. I was everything up until
He's
that
hitting
point.
me up. He's like, "That's a bag of bullshit."
Hey, bro, it is. It
Very
is.
dry episode, bro.
Oh, bro, it was dope. I loved
I
the
loved it.
episode. I loved the entire episode from beginning till end, but
Not till end.
not until
Not
the
to the
end.
end, 'cause Maria ate it.
I loved it till the end.
Bro.
I don't think she's dead though, dog.
Oh, she
Well,
did.
here's the thing.
Oh, she did.
Because
think she
she
is?
put out a statement and said, yes, she really is gone. Like she
But
did
is she on the
state it.
Marvels?
Well, the Marvels, she's in that, but this doesn't take
Yes.
place. Remember, it's not taking place around the same time. So
The
she is
word
in the
is that
Marvels.
Marvels actually takes place before this, before
Mhm.
he comes back to
Yeah.
to Earth.
Yeah. So anybody out there who knows
Man.
already, you've probably seen it or you've known it, or if you haven't seen it, it's already out there and open. So what I'm saying right now is not a spoiler, and what we're saying right now is not a spoiler. Yes,
I don't like
at the
that.
end of this episode, Maria
Yeah.
Hill was shot and killed. When what was his name? Kavik. What is his name?
Kavik killed her.
Kavik.
Yeah.
He basically took the form of Nick Fury
Nick Fury, yeah.
and shot her.
I will say
Oh.
some people were pretty loose with the spoilers, like right after the thing, because somebody was like, "I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but they did my girl dirty after 10 years." It's like, well, there's only one fucking female character in the, show
Yeah.
that's been in the MCU
Yeah.
for 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Clearly, you said that she does not. It's like people need
Yeah.
to like slow your roll. You don't have to go on Facebook and Instagram
Bro.
and Twitter to post your shit, your
I
feelings
hope she's not
immediately.
dead, bro.
Let it
I hope she's not
breathe.
dead.
But no, I do think she's dead. And
I think that's
She
bro.
said that she was gone.
She said that basically it was real stakes in
She
the
said-
show.
yeah, she said she believes that it's the end. She said, like, I'm not like, privy to like Marvel's 10-year plan or anything. She's like, I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know Lael was upset, and the thing is, we both love the character of Maria Hill,
Me too.
and we both love Kobe
Yeah,
Smulders.
bro. Yeah.
I love the character of Maria Hill, but you got to think about this, though. All right, as much as we love Maria Hill, as much as we love Kobe Smulders, if you look back over the course of the MCU, okay, she had a decent role, but still a secondary role in Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, she was relegated to cameos
Mhm.
the whole
she was
time. She
always
was
Fury's
relegated
right
to
hand,
cameos in Age of Ultron. She was relegated to two end scenes at the end of both Infinity War and Endgame, and she didn't even have a line in Endgame.
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
She was a cameo, minor role at best in Far From Home.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And then the other largest role and most active role that she had was when she guest starred on the ABC Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show back in the day. Right.
Mhm.
So she was not used to the character from the comics
In the
full
comics at all.
potential
Yeah.
in the MCU.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
would I rather her have a meaningful death that is going to drive Nick Fury's character and drive a plot forward and be important? Or would I rather her go on for another 4 or 5 movies in just bit cameo roles that don't really matter? I'd rather for the meaningful story, even if it means it's the end of her character in the MCU. And that's what they gave us.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I think this is going to snap Nick Fury back into shape. 'Cause-
Well, that's
yeah,
the,
I think
that's
that's
the
what it's
plot
gonna do.
device. That's the plot
Yeah.
device. It's basically to bring him back because again, like the whole running thing right now is that they don't think that he is ready.
up
You know
to
what I mean? They
par.
don't
Yeah.
believe that he's up to par. She thinks that, and they're making a point for us to understand that Nick Fury isn't the person who he used to be. And a
Mhm.
lot of it is though, dealing with failure, bro. Like he feels as though, and I strongly believe, and not strong, that he feels as though he's responsible for Tony's death. He feels as though
Oh, yeah,
he's
he really
responsible
loves
for
Tony too,
Natasha's
bro.
death because he
Yeah.
put the team together.
Yeah.
And when they needed him the most at that particular time, it might have been a feeling like, yo, he might have basically felt as though he let him down when it was completely nothing he could have actually
He was
done.
snapped away, but that doesn't take the guilt away for him not being there, being able to get help. Yeah.
And the old girl was saying to him that, you haven't been the same since Thanos bleeped you away.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
yeah,
he kind of felt that. He was kind of mad about that shit when he said that.
And the psychological effect of him coming back and dealing with all that, which we haven't really explored that much. So on a spy and on somebody who is so used to having every situation in his control, even when other people don't realize it and stuff, and to just be completely taken out of the game. And then he's kind of isolated himself in space for so long. Yeah, man. I could see, I think it works.
Let me ask this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know this might be a stupid question, but it might be minute as well. But do you ever think that we'll ever get a chance to see what the experience was like to be in the Soul Stone, to be in the Soul World when it got snapped away?
Well, they've never actually said that that's where they were, though. Like they were, like they're not saying like, oh, they were inside the Soul Stone in some other plane. It was basically like they were snapped completely out of existence. So,
because I know.
But the other thing too is though, I don't think, I don't know. I feel like we're so far removed from Endgame at this point that we have to move beyond everything referencing back to the snap and to Endgame. Like we can't move forward with really good phases in the MCU if we're always looking back at the one
what it was.
That I feel like they've just like there were certain things to the fallout of it and repercussions, like in Falcon and Winter Soldier, like in with Yelena coming back and Black Widow being gone, and with Monica coming back in the hospital where her mother was and now her mother's dead, stuff like that. Like it was good to explore the after effects of it, but at a certain point we gotta progress the story. We gotta move forward.
Like it's moving on with that actual story, but and again, I think that the opportunity for them to tell that story is because they could have. There was a lot of opportunities for them to do so, but I think that's it's shipped, because the thing is you can't go back and tell that story after we've already got this last phase where it seems like everyone who's come out of that phase seems to be happy. Like literally when I look at it, I'm like, yo, it's sort of like what it would feel like to experience like a level of PTSD, and that was never really felt. We saw only saw parts of that. We saw somebody I think the only sign of PTSD that we ever saw was in Tony going to battle in New York. That was it. But there was no opportunity. Again, like nobody's even like there's been mention of it, but there was no real strong effect of it, because everybody seems to have gone back like as if nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? And that's the weird part. So I think that there was an opportunity there, but it was missed. Vinny, did you saw Secret Invasions, right?
Yeah, I have mixed opinions on it. That I liked the show itself. It was very interesting. I liked the more grounded feel. I love that it's a rare Marvel property that isn't just nonstop jokes. So that was refreshing. And of course, I like seeing Sam Jackson getting some focus and some shine, and I do like the thriller spy avenue of Marvel properties, because that's a lane that they have that I love that they realize that they can utilize. But what's very just, and this isn't fair really to a lot of the people involved, but it's just so frustrating being a comic book fan, watching Skrulls fuck everybody up for decades and decades and decades, and then we get Captain Marvel and they're cracking jokes and all fun and happy and go lucky, and they let them into the world to just like some refugees, like regular people. Like I'm sure nothing could go wrong. Who would question shapeshifters? That would be racist. Like it's so stupid. And then here 20 years later, it's like, oh, shocker, they've infiltrated the world governments and they're doing all the shit they do in the comics, which makes sense in the comics because that's what they do, but they weren't invited here in the comics. So to know that all this is basically, hubris from Captain Marvel
Captain
and us
Marvel,
just
yeah.
like inviting them and saying like, oh, that'd be fucked up if we just turned you away, like you need a planet. It's just really because they don't have them. There's no trackers in them. Like they just like, oh, like we know some of them and there's hundreds that we don't, but oh well. It's just so dumb. And in the comics, it's like they're evil. They snuck in here, so like
Yeah.
there's only so much we were able to do, and then God knows how many different superheroes, supervillains, politicians, whatever they could be, but we had no control over it, so we just try to stop them when we can. Wolverine can't even smell him. Like there's only so much that we can do about it. Here, it's all their fault. So it's really hard to get around the fact that this is all your fucking fault. This all could have been avoided. And obviously that's part of your point earlier, Jason. If you read if you go into it with a comic book mentality, it's all
Exactly.
it could have been avoided. It's all of it's stupid if you look at it from knowing what we know from comic knowledge. But within the concept of the show, they introduced them as friendly, so you didn't feel like it was so stupid, even though they're still fucking shapeshifters. It still should have been, thought out better, obviously. And so it's really kind of tough because I've always felt like the Skrulls and shapeshifters in general. I've always felt the Skrulls and shapeshifters in general is kind of like, it's a weak trope, man. It's so easy just to be like, oh, that wasn't really Maria. Oh, that wasn't really Nick Fury. Oh, that wasn't really like anything you want to just change because you didn't like that idea anymore. You could just say, oh, that was a Skrull.
It has to be Maria, though. It has
no,
to be.
but I mean, but that's
I hope not, bro.
but that's what's cheap about it. Because in the comics, there's so many other things Marvel's doing, so it's like it's not a lot of focus on that. I just don't want them to like use it as a crutch, as like it's not this person. That was really just a Skrull. And shapeshifters is like it's not one of my favorite tropes because it's just like you could easily just this whole time this was somebody else. It's just that all aside, the show itself was great. The writing was good. The pacing was good. It was intense, and it was a totally different style. And you will not catch me knocking anything that Marvel does that for once doesn't have a ton of jokes, man. Like it was cool now watching.
There were a couple, but they were good.
Yeah,
and they were spread
it
out.
was refreshing. It was refreshing watching a Marvel property, not try to see how many punchlines they could fit in.
I think, and the thing is, it's like what I love about the show so far, bro, is I love the disheveled version of Nick. I love the simple fact that he's rough around the edges. I love, like, and the thing is, it's like this show, the first episode, it's touchy, and the reason why I say it's like a touchy situation is because this, in the subject matter and what we actually seen is some of the shit that we're dealing with right now in modern time in the real world, and when you look at it from that aspect, it's just like, okay, everybody's been asking for that. Again, we know that Winter Soldier opened the door for Marvel to really, really bridge the gap between, like real world shit, but also, also just give it like a certain interpretation where you're bridging the gap between comics, fiction, nonfiction type of situation, and I love that aspect, espionage, who done it, everything. And I love seeing that this is the route that they were going. Now, it was crazy because Robert Meyer Burnett actually has the script. Like he's seen the script. Like he's seen this entire script. And there's an interpretation of the conversation that Ross had in the very beginning. I forget the other guy's name.
The guy basically provided the narrative in the beginning, and it's completely different.
Exactly. It was a totally different. It was a longer. It was a much longer speech, or when he was talking to him, and I was like, like hearing that, I was like, I wish they would have went down that route. It would have been long, but I understand why they cut it short. But even in that aspect of it, I'm like, it would have been dope if they would have let it go, and let it flesh itself out. But still, for what it is, I loved it. But it's just, I don't give a fuck. Maria Hill, bro. Like, I love that character. And I'm just like, and people that don't know, at one point, and even in the comics, Maria Hill was head of Shield. She did basically take over Shield at one point. When Nick Fury at that time was incapable, and also he was on a run. But
and she'd go head to head with the Avengers if she didn't agree with what they said or did.
Exactly,
she would tell Cap to go fuck himself.
Exactly,
Iron Man a problem for a
exactly,
long time,
exactly.
Bro.
She was.
It's funny though that because when what you said, Lael, and then like Vinny, what you said about like them kind of inviting the Skrulls and stuff, because they recently did a new Secret Invasion miniseries in Marvel. It was like 5 issues. Centered on Maria Hill. She was like the main protagonist in that. And even that, it turned out that there were Skrulls that were invited in because they were seen to be like allies and weren't going to be, enemies or weapons. Yeah. And they were invited in by fucking Tony Stark. And it seemed like completely out of character for him.
Yeah.
But everything about it, like, it was a good story, except for the fact that it felt not true to Tony Stark's character.
Yeah.
But, like, that, it's just funny because, sometimes we see that synergy between the comics and the shows and the movies. But in this case, it was a more recent miniseries. It was like Secret Invasion kind of 2. They didn't number it, but it was, but... And yeah, Maria Hill was badass in that. I absolutely loved her character in that series. And it sucks that, it sucks that she dies. But again, this is the first time in a while that you feel like there have been real stakes in the MCU because a death is Black real. Widow. You're not worried about, but even while it felt real in the moment, you got to remember though, it's like, well, Gamora dies in Infinity War, but we got Gamora back in a manner of speaking. She's different, true. But you got her back. Then you have Endgame. Black Widow dies, but then there's the Black Widow solo movie. All right, and whether people like or dislike that, the bottom line is you still then got more of her, and then they're constantly talking about like multiversal versions of Cap or Iron Man coming back for like Secret Wars and stuff like that. But this is something that it actually set stakes. It made it feel real, like, oh shit, people can die in this and it's gonna fucking stick. It's that it's been a while since you felt like that was a possibility in the MCU. And somebody even earlier mentioned, well, they could have built Maria Hill up over the course of the show and then killed her at an end for an emotional impact that way. But the problem with that is, one, this isn't a Maria Hill show. I would watch the fuck out of a Maria Hill show, but this isn't that. There's another story that they're trying to tell. But also, after she's already been in the MCU for 10 years, you don't then spend a 6-episode show to build her up to kill her at the end. That doesn't drive anything forward. That's just an emotional gut punch at the end after you don't want to lose the character anymore. Having her die at the end of this first episode and having the rest of the next 5 episodes to go has more of an impact because now it actually pushes the plot forward rather than it's a surprise at the end of the plot.
It sets the tone as opposed to, that's not what the
point. It's not a twist ending.
The point wasn't even Maria Hill, really. It was
it's the character building for Nick.
It was Sam Jackson. It was Nick Fury losing one of his closest allies and somebody that he mentored. And it's that much harder to get over that hump of, am I really like out of shape and too old for this and not ready for this anymore? Like she even said he was in that bar scene. Or can he come back from this? Is this like the final nail in his coffin, or can he come back from it?
And hearing the conversation that he had earlier with, I forget the name of her. I forget her name. What she told him was like, yeah, you might want to get out of this one because you're going to get somebody hurt. You're going to get yourself hurt and you're going to get somebody hurt. So now
Maria told him that. Yeah.
Well, not even just Maria. It was I forget her name.
Oh, the Russian lady.
Well, she's not Russian. She's just
the British, the MI6.
The British, the
the MI6 lady.
Yeah,
I think the actress is Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman. Coleman. So basically, like hearing that conversation that she had with Nick then, and her telling him, thank you so much, all in the game, Fallsworth, Agent Fallsworth. She basically let him know that him coming back is not a good thing. You know what I mean? Especially because surrounding a lot of this is taking place because of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's like what can you do? At this point. But
she told him, Maria Hill told him, and then the show ends with Maria Hill dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And him
That was a
wondering,
dagger,
fuck, is this my fault? Were they right? And I got her killed, and now he's got to come back from that. That's compelling. That pushes the plot forward. Having Maria Hill in the rest of the series just for our own edification and then killing her at the end doesn't do anything for Sam Jackson's character or for moving the plot forward. It's just a twist ending that doesn't serve a purpose.
Definitely doesn't serve a purpose.
Even to take another triple jump back, you got to go back to Captain Marvel. It's like, he's the one, him and Captain Marvel is the one that was saying, okay, you can stay. Yeah. So it's even further on his shoulder.
Oh, they were basically trying to find a home for him. They were basically
right.
trying to find a home, and just the letdown is that they could never find that home. So this is one of the reasons why they should have started. And I cannot wait into the next episode to basically see how it's going to be. I know everybody out there can't wait.
There's also Talos's guilt too.
Yeah,
he didn't want anybody to get killed on either side, and now Maria Hill, who he was also close with, is dead. So he's going to feel some guilt over that too.
But
so it has a lot of effects across the whole show.
Right. Yeah. And then his daughter's running with the people that killed her. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And killed his wife.
So, and I mean, Ben Mendelsohn is such a great
actor. A great actor,
terrific,
bro.
dude.
And he's a great actor, he's had so many great roles. Obviously, just director Krennic, I loved. He was actually in an underrated Robin Hood movie. He was a really good Nottingham. Like he's a great actor who's been around for a long time.
Definitely amazing.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing both him and Sam Jackson get to really dive into some dramatic moments.
And you know what? Show. I'm not, and I don't give a damn what anybody says, bro. Amelia Clarke ain't no slouch. Like she's good too. Like
who's hating on Amelia Clarke? She's great.
She's great, bro. She is not no slouch. Like she is doing her like so far. Just the emotional journey that she's given the character, and even Gaia at this particular point when you're watching her, it's like, can you trust that because now even at the end of it,
you don't know.
You don't know if this was all a fucking setup.
It looks like she set them up.
Yeah, it looks like a setup.
She's gonna have some emotional moments with Talos. Like 100%, she's gonna have some big scenes.
When he told her her mother had died, yo, that hit me in the chest. Like, damn.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
really
bro.
Feel like she didn't know nothing. She didn't know her mom died.
She'd had no idea that the mom died, and she got away from it. So she's definitely
to see her break down when she got out that manhole. I was like, whoa.
And just thank you, Disney and Marvel for finally not doing a show that is like 24 minutes per episode. Like this was like 55 minutes, and it was like. Thank you. Finally doing that.
You're doing it. I think it's 6 episodes, but if you give us 6 episodes like this, then I can take it.
Yeah, they're all supposed to be like an hour long, like 6 episodes. Like
give us a decent runtime, and we are all in for it. So I definitely can't wait, man.
I'd rather 6 episodes that are like an hour than 12 that are a half hour, because the pacing suffers when you're trying to cram a story into that half hour thing, which realistically is only like 22 minutes, because then they do 6-minute long credits, So like this is much better than having those shorter episodes, even if it's a higher episode
from wanting
count.
to see Rhodey in a War Machine suit.
You could.
I think we will. I would definitely. There's going to be more Rhodey in this show.
Yeah.
But I bet you we see him in the armor at some point.
You could. It just depends on which armor that we actually see, because I think that whatever armor we see him in is going to also lead into Armor Wars.
I think this will kind of set up, like we'll see
what's going on.
Of what's going on with Rhodey that's going to carry into the Armor Wars movie. Exactly. Although I don't know when that's actually going to come out.
Is this going into the Secret Wars as well?
I don't know.
Well, Secret Wars got pushed back another year, so Secret Wars is like 3-4 years away.
Again?
Actually, like 4. I think it's like 2026 or something now. Because remember, their whole slate got pushed back. But both of the Avengers movies got pushed back a year.
Which is going into this right here. This is going into this. I hate to move forward, but we're going into San Diego
one thing I want to
Comic-Con.
say before you do this is Disney, Marvel, please make this happen before Sam Jackson is done with the role of Nick Fury. Give him, even if it's a cameo in Deadpool 3, you have got to let him drop a motherfucker once before he leaves the MCU.
One time.
Because they teased it at the end of Infinity War, but we didn't actually get it. Put him in, you got an R-rated movie in Deadpool 3. Give him a cameo, let him drop a motherfucker, and then just walk out. That's all I ask.
Said it.
He almost said it, then he passed on from
it.
He
got flipped out.
Yeah.
Just give the man one motherfucker. Like, we want it.
Give it to him and let's see where it goes.
I forgot about that.
So with San Diego Comic-Con right now, we know, and I think that this is also, Vinny, going to affect New York Comic-Con. We might as well already say that. That's just
maybe in a good way
right now. Could be maybe in a good way. That right now in San Diego Comic-Con, the panel notice Hall H. There will be no Hall H for Marvel. Definitely not for Disney. Any of the Disney IPs. I think the only thing that they said they have lined up so far, possibly, is still Max. It could be DC. They don't know. And I think it in Universal. I think they said Universal something.
Universal's not going.
Not Universal. Paramount. I think
Paramount, as of right now, is still scheduled to do Ninja Turtles panel for the new animated movie.
So Paramount, Max, and I think DC.
But what they're differentiating HBO from Max? What the fuck is the difference?
Yeah, bro.
Weird, bro.
Yeah,
they took off the HBO for HBO Max. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I hope they don't do that with Peacock.
So here's my thing. Like, and the biggest thing right now for me, bro, is a lot of this isn't going to really hurt a lot of people. Well, it's not going to hurt some people. It's going to hurt a lot of people who had that planned. Especially the Hall H experience. We know that it's one of the biggest things during Comic-Con. But again, right now we're facing two obstacles. Number one, the writer's strike is still going on right now. Two, actor strike could be happening any day now. Like literally at the beginning.
If they don't have a contract in 3 days.
In 3 days, that can actually go down.
I said this on my Instagram stories. I said it like 2 weeks ago, and people were like, "Oh no, you're crazy. That's not." I'm like, think about it. If the actors go on strike and the writers are still on strike, you have are you just gonna have James Gunn walk out on the stage and be like, "Yeah, we got this movie coming up. I can't show you anybody. I got nobody backstage to come out, but we got this movie. You're gonna love it. I got nobody that I can bring out and talk about it." Like, so if that happens in 3 days and there's a SAG strike, what the fuck is James Gunn or Warner Brothers DC gonna do at? Like, that's one of the reasons. That's why, like, Netflix flat out said, "Look, we're not going because the writers are on strike and the actors are probably going to be on strike, and we don't want to commit to have a panel or something and then have nobody there to promote what we're going for." So it's a very real thing that people have been sleeping on, and now there's no Marvel, Disney, Lucasfilm. There's no Sony. There's no Netflix. No Universal. None of those studios are going. Now, I mean, you can then have just maybe more of a focus on comics and stuff, but at the last minute, I don't know if that's necessarily going to all of a sudden shift like that. And ultimately, it's like, look, there's like 150,000 people that attend SDCC, and you can fit like 5,000 or 6,000 in Hall H. So as far as the live attendance, I don't think it's really going to change the overall experience for the vast majority of people that attend SDCC. But from overall fans and people who aren't necessarily there, but you're used to getting a ton of cool news and shit coming out of that, I think the biggest headline is going to be that nothing happened at SDCC of relevance.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, like zero relevance at that point. But Vinny, when it comes to the con in general, the con experience, again, it's not all just about Hall H or just that experience. We know that we still have comics. We still basically have the artist alley. So for that experience for a lot of people, and I know a lot of artists are like, yo, that gives us more touch and go type of situation, whereas we get more of an experience. It might be more of a draw for people. But what I'm wondering is if this announcement that's happening, if people are going to start selling their tickets, if they're going to basically say, you know what, nah, I'm done, or even if it's going to be hard to sell tickets now because of that, you know. And then when we look at this, because I blame this a lot on a lot of pundits because they talk about this and they talk about the disappointment of no attendance when it comes to like Hall H and like a lot of these IPs. But when they're doing that, they're also selling the simple fact that possibly this could hurt for future endeavors, SDCC next year or the year after, whereas people might just be like, you know what, I don't even want to go, or it might even get canceled. You know what I mean? We never know. So it's not to say that it's going to last that long. And I'm just not saying that that's the possible. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying that like for long term, this could be a thing. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, like if I go as an artist and I'm drawing and there's uh let's say cosplay contest after, and there's like an influx of a lot of kids who are there for their cosplays, whatever, and like once that's done, like there's attendance kind of like shifts a little bit, maybe dies down a little bit because like that influx of people have like did what they came there to do that day, and that's just like on a small scale. On a larger scale, um, that's it's obviously going to affect people who are there shopping for everything because they came to see the celebrities and the panels and all that, and then stayed and checked out tables and vendors and artist alley and all that good stuff. And it's kind of like it does get a lot of people in the door who then shop and get other stuff, and without that you're kind of counting on people just to come in the door just for comics. Which so it's like a give and take, because personally for like us, we don't go out of the way to get celebrity autographs and do a lot of celebrity panels and stuff like that. Like for especially for me, like I'm there to check out comics and an artist alley and like some regular vendors and exhibitors, and that's what draws me in. But I'm not everybody. There's a lot of people who go there to meet Chris Evans or whoever the hell is going to be there. So without them getting them in the door, it's obviously going to affect it. And like you said, you jump through hoops to get tickets for these damn things, like, especially San Diego and New York. It's hoops to jump through to get those tickets.
Yeah.
So people who do all the stuff they got to do and wait 45 minutes in the queue to get tickets, and then be told a month before San Diego Comic-Con that all these huge things that they're expecting to see isn't going to be there. Yeah, next
studios
year
and
they
stuff
might,
like that. Yeah,
Less than
Yeah,
3
man.
weeks.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
cause
Next
big
year
problems,
especially knowing that they probably knew, maybe not when tickets were on sale, but they probably knew already that they were gonna sit this out. Yeah, maybe next year when tickets go on sale, these people are like, you know what? All right, y'all don't care, we don't care. But it sucks because there's a lot of people who don't like comics enough to go just to check out comic books. But if they're there because see all the other stuff and they're walking the aisles and they're like, oh, my brother likes X-Men, like, oh, that's the cool X-Men cover. Let me get this for him to say I got him something. It does get people in the door. So it's a shitty situation. It obviously, it creates a big buzz. Like, there's people who like, you might not give a shit about sitting in a panel for 2 hours to see a big celebrity, but you do kind of like the fact that this is an event where they're there and they might be announcing something that you didn't have to sit through to find out that they just announced. Like I like seeing the big banners that all the cool promotion and stuff like that, and then having it be like ancillary, like it being all different stuff that you can possibly do if you want, and it's part of why that there's hundreds of thousands of people there. But don't mind me, I'm going to Artist Alley. Like I love that there's a whole bunch of reasons for people to be there. So it's a trade off. Like so it doesn't necessarily directly affect like me if they back out in New York too. But it also, I don't want to see like half the number of people there and just have and have them lose out on that experience and it be kind of dead there. Not that it would be, but it's a shitty situation and it kind of sucks. And it's also kind of weird that like you're not filming, you're not technically working, but yet an actor strike prevents you from, I don't know, doing promotion and stuff like
Yeah.
that too, I suppose. So
Yeah.
it's tough. It sucks that factors in and that matters.
It's a tough ass situation, bro. Like,
because yeah, like all this stuff is promotion for all this stuff that we enjoy. So it kind of
Yeah.
sucks to have that big promotion that's taken out of it, because a lot of people, they might not watch talk shows, or even people don't even watch TV anymore. So like for a lot of people, this is their big access to new shit coming out. Like, so that's tough.
It definitely is. But honestly, okay, and I'm just asking a panel, and because the thing is, there's different strokes for different folks. But how many people on this panel right now have gone to cons because you wanted to get into these halls, or you basically had intentions on getting into these panels? How many you have?
Never.
Nah, I go for like the books and to see the stars and get stuff signed or autographed. So I mean,
Yeah. I've never gone to a con,
nah.
even if I was afforded the opportunity to get in to a panel.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never gone for a panel. I've never gone in to an actual panel.
Here's the thing: the
only panels I've ever done were actual, like Marvel panels, where they were talking
with like an
about
artist or a creator, not like actors.
Yeah.
And And look, I'm all for like I mean, Leo, you were at at Star Wars Celebration. You did pictures with celebrities and stuff. Like that's a fun part of it that's available if you want to do it too. And and so I like that stuff. I don't do like sitting through the panels and stuff. And the thing is, most of the people that make it into the panels at San Diego, they spend the whole weekend lined up for those panels.
You can't even enjoy the rest of the
and they don't even enjoy the rest of the exactly. They don't even enjoy the rest of the con. So it's a thing where you got 150,000 people going, and only 5,000 to 6,000 maybe make it into those panels. Yes, they have impact larger. They, just the fact that people are there, it gets people hyped, an announcement for this thing makes people want to go and hunt down this art or this book or something. I get that. It definitely has an impact on the overall atmosphere. That being said, you're going to have a lot of people that, would waste that time to get into those panels. Well, they still, now it's like, well, I could enjoy the whole rest of the con. I've never done that before.
Like actually look at,
right. You're still going to have that. The con itself is not dead. It's not like they're still going to have plenty of people there. I know like maybe, I don't even know, to be honest. I'm sure they're talking about it. I don't even know if it would actually have a big impact locally in San Diego in terms of the boom to businesses and stuff in the area, because you're still going to have 150,000 people at San Diego Comic-Con. Like, so Chris Evans isn't going to be there, or, whoever else. But that, like, I think people are overestimating the impact it's going to have on the event itself.
Yeah.
And regardless, next year they'll be back, and then all the people who were not happy about them not being there will be trying to buy tickets again next year, because Marvel and those other guys, they're going to want to make big moves and big
announcements and everything
from this year. Not to mention, I don't think this is going to have a huge impact necessarily on New York Comic-Con. For one, the panels and the celebrity stuff is a little bit smaller there. But
it's not as
big.
But also, if this strike is going on still in October, right, for the writers and then also for the actors, the con is the last thing that we need to be worried about. Because if it's still going on at that point, then content for the next 5 years is fucked. Is going to be so much more impacted than an individual show. So me personally, I'm not worried about that stuff. And I just think that, to be honest, fewer panels or big panels is just going to mean more stuff for, people to enjoy about the con itself, rather than just focused on that celebrity stuff.
I didn't completely read up on this. Does this also affect signings?
Not
sure. Well, I think for the way I think it would be for actors who are in active properties, that like they're supposed to be making, like Blade. I don't think Mahershala Ali is not going to be going inside. Not that he, as far as I know, does the cons anyway. But like for those things, you're not really gonna get a bunch of stuff. Like we got Fan Expo Boston in August, and there are plenty of actors that are coming and are being the actors that are doing,
because that's like a separate thing than panels.
Yeah, because that's also them, like they're getting paid.
That's
for
their like
every photo they do, every signature. Right, they're getting paid. When you mentioned it earlier, I could understand why if there's a SAG strike, an Actors Guild strike, that that actors don't go and do panels in Hall H and stuff like that, because you're actively promoting the business of a company that you're striking against because they're not giving you what you believe you rightfully deserve. Yeah, so I can totally see them not going and being like
William Shatner signing autographs. That's like
exactly.
Yeah.
Zachary Levi is going to be here at Fan Expo Boston. All right.
Right.
Shazam 2 already came out. People love him from Chuck. People love him from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like there's plenty of stuff and he's getting paid for that versus I'm showing up as part of my duties with Warner Brothers to promote their film slate coming up, and I just got cast, and so I'm gonna be there to help. That's promoting them. You're not getting paid per thing to do that panel,
which is a good thing for the point that we're getting at here, because that is still a huge influx of people that come for those signings.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you'll still have celebrities at those shows.
Honestly, a lot of people, if you tell them, hey, you can't meet, Sam Jackson at the panel when he's talking about Secret Invasion, but you can, go to his booth and get an autograph. Like they'll be like, oh, okay, all right.
So there's still going to be celebrities there. They're just not going to be promoting film slates. So it's like they're going to be there for the, to make a living themselves and to be there with the fans and stuff. But they're not going to be going out and doing some panel promoting something for Warner Brothers when they're striking right now with Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So it doesn't affect them. And that's why I think the larger scope of the fan experience, it's not going to be a huge impact for any of these cons. It'll be more news coming out of SDCC. And
that's the expectation. That's definitely the expectation.
And it'll be more on these companies too. Like I know a lot of people are saying like DC needs to come hard with this. They need to really do a great presentation with the new James Gunn regime and stuff. It's like they might not be able to. It might not be like they might have a great plan. They might have all the casting ready to go, but they can't go out and do a presentation and make an announcement if they can't bring any of those people out, if they don't have anything to show, if they don't have anybody to talk to the fans in Hall H. So it's not like, oh, DC, you fucked up. It's no, James Gunn, just his hands might be tied. He might not be. That's why these companies like Marvel, like Netflix, like Sony, you would think Sony would be like, yeah, let's try and really push this fucking Kraven movie and let's really get out into, but they're not going to because they don't think they'll be able to bring the actors out and talk about these things, or the writers or the directors.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, just keep in mind that with the potential for a writer's strike, any type of signing of, like, say, for instance, if they do come to an agreement with an actor, to be on the film, like if there is an agreement, if there's type of, okay, yes, like let's go into like an agreement or contract signing long term, this, that, and the third. If there's no agreement made, or if there's an inkling of the possibility but no agreement made within the next 3 days, they can't sign shit. Like they can't do anything during that time. During that time period, an actor is not, they are not, put it this way, they're not allowed to have any type of signings or any agreement with any company until there's agreement met. So that's what I'm saying. There's a potential for that to happen, and then DC has nothing to show. So
again, but like Vinny said, it's in promotion of like a new thing that you're going to be in. But like you said, William Shatner, is part of the Screen Actors Guild, but he can go out there and fucking sign and talk about Star Trek and stuff all he wants, because he's not like in a movie that he's promoting and helping those producers right then and there. It's something that's already been out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the tough part. I mean, I know that a lot of people basically want something like that to happen. Like they're hoping that there's some type of agreement. But even if there's an agreement that comes, there's nothing that can be done about the simple fact that they're not going to. They can't do anything right now. There's nothing that can be done. So I feel bad for a lot of people that are going, but the people that are going for comics, if they're going for art, the artist alley, if you're going for vendors, certain vendors that will attend, and you'll be cool. But it just it really
I would
depends.
be shocked if SDCC wasn't sold out this year. If it wasn't 100% sold out. And I know people are, worried about, but it's like if it's completely sold out, you know what? Yeah. Hotels, restaurants, shops, all that, then they're not going to be hurt because the celebrities aren't there to make a big reveal. Because if the thing is still sold out, it's still sold out. You still have 150,000 people in the city going to the show, or maybe that just, for fuck's sake, it could actually be better for local businesses, because if the show is sold out and you still have all those people attending, but they're not going to be locked into Hall H for that whole weekend, then maybe they're in the con for a little bit, and then maybe they spend some extra time outside of the con in the city, tourism and stuff like that. So,
and you may get a lot of people who want to go and buy comics or art and stuff, and they're not as die-hard, rabid fans of the actors who they want to see.
It could open up tickets available to people that could never usually go, but now it's like, oh shit, I can get a ticket for not that bad. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get some like comics and stuff. Like,
the price might be affected too. Might be a little cheaper now.
Well, people are trying to unload tickets and stuff like that. That, I think people are looking at this scenario as doom and gloom. And but everybody wants to look at it as like, oh my God, this is the end of like SD. This is not going to be the end of San Diego Comic-Con. It's not going to be the end of New York. If anything, I think this is going to make next year for both of those cons fucking bananas. Like,
so
I don't think
until then, everybody just realize it's never over. And there's going to be always sources of entertainment. You might even find this. You never know. You could possibly basically find Brendan walking around, Comic-Con or something like that, flashing people. You just never know. You know what I mean?
Entirely possible.
Get a chance to see Butt Naked live. You know what I mean? So that's you know what I mean? So you
it will
never
probably
know.
be a more popular Flash
this
than
could happen. Like you could see
damn
Skippy.
Damn
You could definitely see the Flasher. You know what I mean? So definitely stuff like this.
I got more staying power than some quick cameos, let me tell you.
Go.
Anyway, Butt Naked Collector, bro. That's it. Definitely.
Don't ask in directions. It'll show you this flashpoint.
It'll show you
This flashpoint.
The flashpoint. What should have been? Thomas Wayne.
Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, a lot more to talk about, but we'll carry it on to next week. Again, thank you guys for being here. It's been an incredible show, man. A lot that we talked about tonight. Again, I'm still buzzing off of Bill because it's some incredible work, shit that we didn't know. You learn shit every week.
Yeah.
So that was a great pull for today, V, on that. That was incredible. And we got some laughter and tears. Brendan's a fucker, bro.
Brendan always starting shit, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it was fucking funny, bro. Anyway, Brendan, what you got going on, man? Let people know what you got popping. I was about to say popping up, but I had to pause. But what you got going on, bro?
Tomorrow night, I believe. He asked me if I'm available. So tomorrow night, I think we're gonna do a live stream on Jetta Patrol.
Okay.
Going through the paces with Moon Knight.
Okay.
Because he was on the fence about getting it, and I told him he should get it, and he got it, and he knows now that, as usual, I was right.
Okay.
So we'll probably do a quick stream, like an hour or so tomorrow. For anybody who missed it, recommendation of the week from last week: the new Hulk #1 by Philip Kennedy Johnson is fucking great.
That's
and
awesome.
This is the Hulk book that I've been wanting. It's we're going monsters. Like, this is a really, really good start to this run. I mean, this dude is such a great writer. Definitely check this out. It was my favorite book from last week. And then other than that, the only thing I'll say is I got I had the nice opportunity the other night to talk to Ben B. Earl of B. Earl and Taboo, one half of the creative team behind Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which you guys know I talked about how much I loved that. But they're also doing this current Daredevil and Echo miniseries that we just had issue number 1. Issue number 2 comes out this Wednesday. Really, really good dude. He was sent me, like a dozen like voice messages through Instagram, and we were chatting. But his pitch, I'll leave it with this. His pitch for this show, this series, what he told Marvel that he and Taboo wanted to do, and what got this made, was he described their idea for their pitch for this Daredevil and Echo series as Gangs of New York meets From Hell with a splash of Children of the Corn.
Whoa.
And if that doesn't get you interested, I'm telling you, the first issue fucking delivers on that description. And he said it only gets crazier and better from there. And he's a metalhead, so there's a character in there called Creeping Death. It's just like an Easter egg, is a reference to 80s Metallica. He's got a character in there that is based on his son. They do tons of Easter eggs in these things that are really cool. But the writing, the art from Phil Noto, everything about it is just really, really good. Definitely recommend people go check this out. Like I said, issue number 2 comes out on Tuesday or Wednesday. He's a super cool dude. I would love to try and see if maybe he'd even come on the podcast, the stream at some point. I'm working on a comics documentary over the next year or so, hoping to get him involved in that too. So but definitely check it out, because they're a really good group of guys, and it's a fucking awesome series so far.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. If you haven't already, follow Brendan, aka Butt Naked Assassin Collector Without Fear, on Instagram. Make sure you do. Great content as always. Thank you for being here, bro.
And I like weird shit.
And he likes weird shit. Definitely. V, what you got going on, man? What you got coming up, man?
Just working on a lot of regular work in my main job. Planning some stuff for when I get a break from that. Some art projects I got coming up. Some bunch of ideas that got in my head. Got to get out onto paper, and just new episode Secret Invasion coming up. Looking forward to that, because I feel like that set the tone. I'm interested to see where they go forward with it. Other than that, not much, man. Just keeping it here on Monday nights. Comic Book Talk with Friends.
Hell yeah, man. As always, if you haven't already, Vincent Dunn Art on Instagram. The link to his store is right there on his page. As always, brother, thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure.
And last but not least, Baby Powder Smack, who probably smacked your mama a couple times, bro. What's going what's going
I don't know. I am 47, so I've been around.
What's going on, bro?
Nah, man. Catching up with work. I want to give my little cousin a shout out. Justin Mutz. He got signed to the Sacramento Kings the other night. He got drafted.
Oh, shout out, bro. Definitely.
Shout out to Justin. And let's see. Yeah, boy's crazy, but
he's fucking you crazy.
I'm waiting for Moonlight to hit. I should have Rogue tomorrow. I'm hoping tomorrow, bro. I'm so jealous you got yours.
Two great figures. Dude,
I cannot wait to get that, bro.
It's amazing, bro.
Rogue don't listen to people saying you need to do a body swap. It's perfectly fine as is.
Yeah, bro. It's cool the way
don't
it is.
do it. Okay.
You don't have to necessarily do it. I mean, if you want more articulation in the knees, there's ways. There's ways to to kind of simulate that. You don't have to basically do it, but yeah, it's dope, bro. It's a dope figure, and I'm hoping it's so, bro. They got to continue because they're nailing it.
We need
nailed
Storm
it.
and Jean Grey, and I'd love
Storm.
for them to do a Beast.
Storm and
Beast.
Jean,
I would love for them to basically do a Nightcrawler, give us a
Mhm.
Colossus, a decent
Mhm.
Colossus comic, accurate version of Colossus. Give us a Professor X. Give us a Archangel. You know, even if you want to go back and do like because
The
it's a
field's
way
wide
to do
open
it.
for him because no one
Now
else
let
is
me-
doing it.
I
Nobody.
guess we talk off camera about it, but I need to know about this Robin, bro. I got the Batman, the sonar suit, but that Robin, dude, I don't know about getting
From Batman
that,
Forever, you need it. You got to get it.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, dude. And you put the two together, and man, you got to get it. Yeah.
I'm on the fence, bro. I
Why?
Get off the
Because-
fucking fence.
It's
Get it.
because it was because of his penis, bro.
I'm gonna have to shave it down or something, bro. I don't know.
Bro,
That
it's
thing is. That's a weird.
Why are you
cut.
trying
Just-
to
bro,
circumcise Robin?
just-
let it,
bro,
Let it, let it
listen,
be,
listen.
man.
bro.
Get the figure, bro. And just pose it and take photos from the waist up.
Oh well, okay,
There you go.
okay.
Solve the
Okay.
problem.
Okay, bet. All right.
Or get it and put Batman in the front, move the cape a certain way where it covers that half, and Robin behind it. Do something like that.
Why you got to put the big dick energy in the back?
Yeah, that shit looks weird.
Let
bro.
it be.
That I don't know. I might do it like that though. Maybe get it and take pictures from the waist up or
Well,
something. Because
Let
Let's
that
do
shit
that, bro.
swing.
You'll be all right.
Tie a sweatshirt around his waist.
Yeah.
I'll do something, bro.
Yeah, do
Keep
that,
it
bro.
around
Put
his
some
waist or
drawers
something.
on him, bro. Put some,
Put some
put
drawers
some
on
boxes
him.
on him, bro.
That's a
Do
good
something.
idea too.
Yeah, bro.
That's what, and then what I'm waiting for something else. Oh, Krennic. I got a good deal on direct. I'm getting Krennic.
Oh, you can direct Krennic?
Yeah, I missed it on the
One of the
first
best
go
head sculpts that Hot Toys has ever
Mhm.
done.
around. For real. I can't wait to get it, bro.
Yep.
I got it for $360.
Yeah.
So dude gave me like a good price for it. I gave him one of my I had a double of Miles Morales had a double, and I saved him one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm getting Krennic. So
Nice.
I can't wait to get that thing,
It's
bro.
good haul.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's definitely
That's it
good.
for
Haul.
me,
If
man.
anybody out there, if you haven't already, Jedi Pimp Master Sergeant on Instagram, man, make sure you basically follow him if you haven't already. Yeah, bro. As always, what I got coming up, man? So I just got Sylvie in. So Sylvie arrived, I think, Saturday, and that figure's amazing. I just, I did do some inspection on it, and it looks good. So I did get Sylvie in. Again, I still have Carnage over there as well. So it's gonna be a couple of things going on, man. Say what? Wednesday, of course, we have Uncivilized Scoundrels Thursday night.
Did you get Loki?
That one's coming whenever he gets that rail. Let me know. Whenever he
Okay,
actually gets
bet.
me, but I only got the TVA. I didn't get President Loki. I didn't want that.
No, I want
I
the
didn't-
TVA Loki. With the
Yeah,
tie in
TVA
it.
Loki is. I don't want the President Loki. I
I'm not
pass
getting
on
it.
that one.
No.
But yeah, so we have again Figure Flex Friday, of course, Uncivilized
sir.
Scoundrels Thursday. And yeah, just full rotation. Back again, Collectors Lounge every Sunday, and Comic Book Talk with Friends next Monday. So definitely a good show tonight. So glad that we actually were able to talk about these things. But again, everybody out there, tune in next week. We will be back here same time next week. So enjoy your week, the rest of your week. As Brendan always says, read your ass some comics. Make sure that you actually do that. What was you about to say, Jedi
I
Pimp?
apologize to everybody in Figure Flex. I know I go over. I don't mean to. I just be excited about taking pictures of
Oh, bro, we
figures,
be
so
fucking with you, bro.
I know I go over, bro.
But nah,
That's my
no,
bad.
don't stop going over, bro. Just do it. We just like fucking with you when you do
You
it.
gotta,
so,
you,
alright.
you gotta get Robin, and you just gotta flood
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
whole group with
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
pictures of his bulge.
Plus, bro, that one that you did the other day was dope as fuck.
Which one?
The Joker.
Oh, dude, that's a posable ass figure.
And you
Yeah.
know, once you get this guy, you gotta take pictures.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, so the cape doesn't have a wire. It has a wire in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
This is the best cape Hot Toys
nah.
has ever made.
Yeah, bro.
I cannot wait to get that.
You
thing
can
in the
actually
house.
make a moon crescent out of his cape, bro.
Yep.
That's so
Literally.
dope, bro. I'm gonna buy some of that Egyptian background that comes with those other Egyptian
Bro.
figures.
I have an Egyptian
throne.
throne on the way.
I need the throne. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can put the crescent darts in his like knuckles, like
Yeah,
there.
looks dope.
Oh
Yeah, dude.
shit.
Looks dope, bro. You got to get it, bro. You
Yeah,
definitely got to
that's-
bid.
I can't wait to get that in the house, man.
So see, and this is what I'm saying, bro. You see what Renz is saying? Always wait for Jedi Kids flexes and Figure Flex Friday, bro. So don't
I
stop.
don't mean
Yeah,
to go
man.
overboard.
Gotta get
bro.
that Robin.
Nah, See,
Bold Flex Friday.
listen. You say that, right? But that don't mean you're gonna stop.
I tried it. I be trying.
No, you
I
ain't.
try too, bro.
No, you ain't.
I do try.
No, you ain't. Just don't. Just keep doing what you do, bro.
You got to figure flex Robin's funk, man. You got to put that out
He gonna keep fucking with him.
BFF, Bold Flex Friday.
Hey, see, there you go.
Anyway, thank you.
You gotta explore the articulation.
Yo.
Fuckers, man.
Does his funk articulate?
Let's just
I'm
say
not gonna
good
tell
night,
you. You
man.
got to find out for yourself.
Good
I'm
night,
curious
y'all.
now, though.
Good night. Yeah.
You're like,
Anyway.
damn.
Good night, everybody. It's been a great show. Brendan's on a roll. I can't keep going. Anyway,
It's anatomically correct. One hang lower than the other. Like
peace
all that.
out.
You
We
gotta know.
love y'all. Peace.